What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. So we're splitting up this install because this actually went on for a few weeks. So first what I did was the injectors. That was the easy part. And then I had some issues with the balancer, splitting the larger supercharger pulley from the harmonic balancer. So actually I had to send it out to Rafi and he helped me fix it. The bolts were seized in there, and man, it was such an ordeal. But this episode we're gonna install the voltage booster from Deatschwerks, and what that allowed me to do is I didn't have to swap out my fuel pump for a higher low pressure fuel pump. I was able to boost the signal on the original to 18 volts, and that allowed me to put out 600 LPH, which is kind of on par, a little bit higher than the 550 Hellcat. And so far it's been working great. I'm actually driving the car right now. I've been running full E85 for a while. So usually when I edit these videos, I've already done whatever it is that I was trying to do. Very seldom do I actually post as the issue's happening. So most of the time whenever I have issues, just know that I've already probably handled it. And so that I'm gonna edit the video in a way where I can show you guys how the issue was resolved. So yeah, enjoy the video. This is the voltage booster install. I am on my way to the gym right now, but I will squeeze in there the supercharger pulley install as well, and a few other things. So drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys. Peace. All right, guys, the first thing I have to do, because I have to remove this panel to get to the fuel pump controller, is I have to drain whatever's left of my methanol so that I can move the tank. Alright, the tank is out. I am starting to take some of these clips off so that I can get this off. I don't know if you guys can see, but module is back there, right back here. I can see it. So in order to have full visibility, I would like to have this completely off. This isn't necessarily pliable, so it's not like I can just fold it over or something. So we are going to, I think last time I was able to peel this back like this when I did the coilovers. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna fold it halfway. All right, success. It wasn't as bad as I thought. So this is it, fuel pump control box. And so we're gonna do a little bit of splicing and route some wires. This is a good stopping point for now. I have to go get my daughter from school. So I'll be back and I'll continue this video after. Alright guys, I need to wire my fuel pump booster, and I found the wiring diagram for this connector, and I'll put it up right here on the page for you guys so you can see. So basically we're looking at B+, which is the lower right hand side, which is the red wire for the RCF. So I have my... Alright guys, so I have things started here for the fuel pump booster, and what we're doing is we have basically the blue wire is going to be boosting the signal to 18 volts to the fuel ECU controller, which is right here, and then the red wire here is the incoming 18 volts. So you're going in line with this basically. So when you find it, which you don't have to, because I will post the connector here for you so you can see which wire it is. It's the red wire on this connector, which is labeled B+. And we have our 18 volts here. Don't pay attention to my shitty soldering, but there's enough on there that it'll never come off. So that's all you got to worry about. So here is our incoming 18 volts, and we're going to upgrade the fuse on this as well to a larger fuse. And then here's our outgoing, our blue wire. So that's our amplified voltage. And so now I'm just going to shrink wrap this, hide my shitty soldering so that nobody ever sees it. And our ground is here. And then this is another kind of like if you wanted to do like a boost referred voltage bump, basically, where it would only up the voltage based on boost. You can do that here if you want to, or you can have a switch on it. You can wire this however you want, right? Trigger it. It's a trigger wire, basically, is what it is. I'm not using it. I'm just leaving this connector on here for now, and I'm going to coil it up. And basically, mine is just going to be up to 18 volts the entire time, and that's because my tune is set up that way right now. So I'm just going to leave it as is. But the hard part is done. Getting to that wire is really hard. There's not a lot of room up there. It's hard to get a clean solder in there, and it's something I haven't done in a minute anyway, so it's like, yeah. But I'm gonna heat shrink these right now and tidy it up, mount the OEM fuel pump controller back on there, and then I'll start finding a good placement to mount this. Alright guys, here it is with shrink wrap on. Looks a little cleaner. I'm pretty happy with that. So once again, we got our blue amplified wire going to the connector, and then our red wire with the accessory 12 volt going to the red wire going back towards the battery. Alright guys, this is it. I am not sure if I'm gonna mount it here yet, so I might just put it off to the side here or in this corner. Alright guys, so next step is to get our fuel pump fuse, which is a 30 amp, and it's right here. So you'll see the VVT has a 40 amp, which is this little guy here. I've already pulled the 30 next to it. That's this little guy. And we got a 40 that we're gonna put in there because of the new voltage and amperage. You bitch. Honestly, I think it's better just to do it by hand. This is great for pulling, not great for installing. So put my fuse puller back. I've lost this before for like weeks, and I was like, it's somewhere in there. It fell in the engine bay, and it was in my bench. So put that back. All right guys, we're gonna take off the pulley real quick. So we're gonna relieve tension on the belt, get it off, and we're gonna swap this pulley out for a larger blue pulley, which should increase PSI by about 2, maybe more. I don't know, we'll find out. I am gonna take my tensioner off because it was making some weird clanking noises before. Damn, this motherfucker's tight. Alright, maybe I'll get something with leverage. And what I did was I tightened it a little bit and it fixed it, which tells me that there is a problem. There we go. And I think this back one might be a 10 millimeter. Yeah. This is just basically to hold it in place. I got a lot of Loctite on this, so it should come out kind of snug the whole way out. Also, this area is pretty filthy, so I want to clean it up a little bit. I did find out that my coolant hose, lower radiator hose, may have swollen a little bit at some point, and it rubbed the fucking pulley, which everyone has that issue. So I'm gonna have to fucking replace it. And that, I don't know if maybe I'll ask Duke if he can stop by Lexus and pick that up for me. Actually, let me call Lexus right now and see if we can make this happen, because he's gonna be passing by there anyway. Alright, Lexus Chandler 10202. Let's call them up.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Lexus Chandler Parts. Could you please hold?
More than 40 brands, nearly 40,000. Shop online today at it operates automotive and commercial truck dealerships, principally in the United States, Canada, and Western Europe, and distributes commercial vehicles. Thanks for holding. This is Kyle. How can I help you?
Hey Kyle, I need to get a radiator hose for my car. I was wondering if you guys had it in stock.
Yeah, let me take a look. Do you have the VIN number on the car?
Yeah, hold on. Alright, sorry guys, I was giving him my VIN number and a bunch of other personal info. So it looks like the radiator hose will be here tomorrow, so there won't be any time to put that in today. And I'm also gonna have to probably pick up some more coolant anyway, because that hose is gonna spill a ton of coolant when I take it off. Oh man, come on. Okay, so I was in this top one right now, and all right, we can look at this later, but I kind of want to see. Man, this thing is filthy. All right, for now, let's take off the original pulley and then get this belt out of here. All right, let's see. Just make sure this is actually the right Allen. Yep. All right, so I'm just gonna pull off this pulley, take the Allen bolts off. It should come right off. And then I'm not gonna bore you guys with recording that, but I was gonna try to show you guys. This is where the pulley's touching my fucking hose. So I might have to file this pulley. Guys, I think God is testing me today. I just broke an Allen bolt right here in the fucking bolt, and none of these will come off. They're all tight as fuck. I don't know if they get tighter because this is aluminum, like over time, or what the fuck, but they're not coming off. Oh my god, I got it off, and somehow the bolt is not stripped yet. So I got this magnet in there, and I dremeled the part that looked like it was wedged off a little bit, and I just started wiggling the magnet in there literally for like 10 minutes. I saw it slowly moving because I could feel an edge, and I got it off. So all right, now I gotta run to the hardware store and get a new honestly, I think I'm gonna try to find something stronger, but I need a new Allen. All right, I found out what was rattling on my tensioner. So I've already greased this and taken it apart, but I forgot to record it. So if you can see right there, that corner, it got worn down by the spring, and I think it got loose over time and it was shaking. I reached out to Rafi. He's gonna ship one out on Monday. Hey guys, I got a crackhead lighter to heat up the bolt. I got a longer leverage wrench, and I'm replacing my stupid Allen that broke. And this one's Pittsburgh, so it'll have lifetime warranty in case I fucking break it again. But Duke is here. How's your fucking car running, dude?
I love it.
This dude's over there bullying little cars now.
No, they're coming to me asking for it, okay?
We're letting this car. All right, guys, so those of you that have an issue with this pulley rubbing on your radiator hose and causing issues, issue being this right here. Whenever the hose swells up under extreme temperatures, it touches this pulley, and you can actually see the black residue of the hose where it's been eating away at it. So what we're going to do is we got our little guide here, and I'm going to grind some material off. We're going to split the difference of where the belt rides versus where it's eating up the belt. And we're just going to make it smooth right there. I'm not going to completely grind it flat. It's just going to be at an angle. So I'm going to grind it at an angle, and then I have the tape on there so that I can spray a little bit of paint after, so that, you know, it's not exposed aluminum, and then we should be good. Also have a new replacement hose. I already trimmed my 2 inches off of the end, and yeah, so we're looking pretty good. Those of you that are wondering whether you have to remove this or not to do it, there is another way of doing this. It's a little dangerous. You have to be very careful. But while the engine is running, if you have the car lifted, the pulley will be spinning. And if you put a file up against it, it's going to file itself enough to where it gives you that clearance that you need. You need to make sure that it's going away from the file, not towards it. So when you put the file on there lightly, here, I'll show you guys. I'll give you a little visual. Say for example, you have this file on there and the pulley's running, and it's, let's say it's spinning this way. You're just going to lightly put it on there, put some pressure, let it grind on there. It's honestly, it's the easiest way to do it, and you don't have to take anything off. But if you're already replacing the hose, then it's easy to take this off and take care of it here. Alright, so we are good to go. I did hit it with some 180, just because my belt that's on the baby belt sander is very rough, and then afterwards I hit it with some 3M scuff pad just to, and I was going to paint it, but I think I'm going to leave it. I like the way it looks. Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner this way. I'm honestly, I'm afraid to fuck it up if I spray it and get overspray on the rest of the pulley. So this came out. I like the way this came out. I'm happy with it. It's nice and smooth. If for some reason the belt touches here, it's not going to be as abrasive as having a sharp edge. But it shouldn't touch. It shouldn't touch. So fingers crossed. We can always take a little bit more out because I left a little extra material on there, so there's room to take more out, but this, I think this is going to do the job. Alright, so this new belt that I got for the blue pulley has been next to impossible to get on. It just keeps slipping off of the side when I try to walk it. So I ordered this tool off of Amazon and I modified it. I made it a little bit wider so that it seats correctly in here and grabs. And I should be able to walk the belt over with this now. I've also filed or grounded out the edges so that it clears the bracket as it's rotating. So we're going to test it out right now and see if it works. Yes. Okay, just a little more. Okay. There we go. Yeah. All right, for those of you wondering, what I ended up doing to split the fuel rails is I added a Y on the back side there, you can see, and tapped into the driver's side fuel rail, passenger side, and then here's my feed. I might redo this hose again because I want to make some changes, and I might try to reduce the 90s if possible so that it flows better. I don't know if that. So here's my booster back here. I haven't mounted it. I just kind of left it there. So it's gonna be doing that reflash kind of thing, that refresh rate. So output is at 18 volts. Mode is on, so basically always on. Ramp is auto. Let's see. We can lock it. We can click on status to check out all the options. If we go to settings, we can scroll down. So always on. Ramp could be auto or half a second, instant. I should have it to instant. Let me have it on instant just in case. Maybe that'll fix my issue that I'm having. This is a brushed motor, not a brushless. But if it was a brushless, we could go up to 26 volts. 26 or 24. Anyway, it's really easy to set up. I don't have the methanol tank hooked up right now. I don't need it, which is the reason I did this. So I didn't have to blend anymore, and I didn't have to run methanol, which makes it so much easier. All right, guys, so everything's installed. The car is running great. One of the new things that I have to do when I start it is I have to just get up and drive, because it runs pretty rich on startup. So to try to avoid any cylinder wash with the fuel and having my oil thin out, it's just easier to just get up and drive, which is something that Rafi recommended. I am having a small little issue, and it's not small if it's an issue, but there's some times where I shift between third and fourth and I see a slight drop in or increase in AFR, so it leans out. So what I need to do is I need to install a fuel pressure gauge and see if my fuel pressure is dropping between those shifts. If that's happening, then that means this booster is not going to be good enough for my setup, which means I'll have to just throw in a larger pump, which was ultimately the goal anyway. But if my fuel pressure is stable throughout the whole thing, then it's going to be a tuning issue. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. I'm still data logging a little bit. It took a lot of work to get this done, so I'm just enjoying driving the car for now, and then I'll go back to dialing in more afterwards. So guys, it's like 95 degrees out right now in Arizona, and it's cloudy, but it's still pretty hot, but the car is running so good. It's got that pull on the very beginning of the RPMs that was never there before, right? So naturally aspirated RCF, like 4,000 RPMs and up, like it starts shining, right? That's when it opens up and starts, the shifts feel great. But this, man, like 2,000 RPMs. This new pulley that I did on the crank, which, so during colder weather, the highest boost I got was 10 PSI while I was testing. The highest I did before was 8.3, 8.4. That was peak boost during boost weather, and I was able to do 10 PSI on third gear, which is fucking crazy, which makes me wonder if I'm like a little bit higher on like a dyno gear, basically like fifth gear or sixth. But anyway, right now it's running great and the weather's hot as shit. So it's just something you have to have gone through the stages to appreciate like how the car feels, right? So I'm kind of glad that I didn't go right to like fully maxed out RCF, because I can actually I appreciate this a lot. God, that sounds so good. All right, I'll shut the fuck up and just drive for a little bit for you guys. My gas mileage is complete trash now. I get about 11 miles to the gallon. It's not horrible considering I no longer drive the car as a daily, but it is still pretty sad considering that I drove to Vegas supercharged last year on E40. That's a big change. I think I got 17 miles to the gallon on the way to Vegas last year. But this year, I don't know if that'll happen. I would have to basically have almost like a support vehicle with jugs of E85 to carry me along to Vegas if I drove the car. I think the easiest thing would be to like ship the car there, which would rack up the expenses, right? Alright guys, I'm pulling up to the gym. This is it for the video. Thanks for sticking around. I'll post some draggies and some good stuff soon, now that I'm dialing in the car. This was such a headache, and shout out to Rafi for helping me out fix some of these issues that surfaced as the install was happening. For those of you interested in ModsbyMax ethanol analyzer kits, I am doing a sale right now, free shipping. When this video launches, you'll have 5 days from the day that it launches to get free shipping in the US, $25 for out of US shipping. And that's it. Drop a comment. Let me know if you guys like the new setup.